this show, when I hear it, when I experience it, it feels to me like it's like a survival guide for how to get through really tough times. If you really listen to the show, if you're really open to it, it's like a balm for the spirit. And so I hope that audiences get to experience that, because I think we need that now more than ever.
One of these days, I'll find a way.
I'm gonna be number one, at least in some one person's eyes.
One of these days,
Someone will say, you are my only one.
that day's gonna be one of these days.
Hello, I'm Richard Ridge for BroadwayWorld. The Jonathan Larson Project is the brand new musical that features over 20 undiscovered songs by the Pulitzer and Tony Award-winning writer of Rent. Conceived by Jennifer Tepper, they begin performances on February 14th at the Orpheum Theatre, and we drop by the rehearsal room to meet the company and bring you a sneak peek.
Gonna triumph, prevail, sail, razzle, dazzle, glitter, gleam. Gonna see my face in every house, on every screen.
I'll be the hero, I'll change the world.
And I'll even get the girl. Gotta believe it. I can see through the haze. A miracle's in for a landing. Gonna get here, gonna happen one of these days.
Oh my gosh. Well, anyone who knows me knows that Jonathan Larson is my god of the theater, my absolute hero. Rent was my entire personality from when I first saw it when I was 11 up until still today. And so the fact that I am here premiering Jonathan Larson work that I thought that was it. I thought Rent, Tick, Tick, Boom, we have it all. We do not have it all. There is a lot more to share. And the fact that I get to share it is actually like the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. I'm not kidding.
The Jonathan Larson Project is a collection of songs, never before heard songs from Jonathan Larson. And they're sort of organized in theme. So you meet our characters, and our characters are it's a community of artists who have sort of assembled on this day in a sort of artist salon. And so they're kind of sharing material to each other.
Being in the room with this cast.
I love it. I wish every single show could be like this. It's so fun. I often find myself just like weeping with laughter because we're having so much fun. It makes collaborating so easy. Everybody is an artist that I've worked with or that I've admired for a very long time, and they're all artists that have like a really sharp point of view, and they're bringing that like sharp, specific point of view to Jonathan's work and bringing it alive in a way that is like just so magical. Like the two coming together like this. I love it.
What is it about Jonathan Larson that people generation after generation continue to fall in love with?
I think he writes for the everyday person, and he writes for the marginalized people. He was so amazing at writing what he observed, but making it into really beautiful poetry. I think he also wrote to help heal, whether it was himself or the people around him, and you can just feel that. I'm like getting goosebumps talking about it. And so I think that's just what makes it so special, and that music continues to heal to this day.
I think a lot of people who have ever been in a show of his feel like a corny, but like a cosmic connection to him as a performer, a writer, and I keep saying he is like the most audaciously earnest writer in a way. You cannot be cooler than the material. You cannot not be all in it, or else you can't perform it. Like you can tell. I feel like. But also, he's such a brilliant writer that it's not hard to step in and be there with your whole heart. It's very easy.
You must have had the time of your life going through the treasure trove of finding this stuff and unmasking it and being like, oh my gosh.
I really did. And when I tell you, some of my favorite songs in the Jonathan Larson Project are the songs that nobody had heard before it, And there's also, a third of the songs that are in our musical were not in the 2018 version. So we've unearthed even more. There's this musical that Jonathan wrote called National Lampoon's Tricentennial Review, and it's about political campaigns. It's about a presidential candidate. And we're doing this show, and every line we're like, did he write this yesterday? We're having that experience in rehearsal every day. And then there's songs that he wrote that are really really personal. There's this song he wrote called Rhapsody, and it speaks to being an artist in New York City, and it speaks to the idea of the haves and the have-nots. And we all just have been approaching this work with like such personal connections to it, both personal connections to Jonathan, and then, oh wow, this song hits me, and like, you know, it speaks to my experience.
Is anybody here? Show me before it's too late. Does anybody care? Is this meant to be mankind's fate? Does anybody here? Answer me now if you do. Is anybody there? I need you. SOS, oh Savior. SOS, oh hero. SOS, Messiah. Yes, oh yes, oh. SOS, oh Jesus. SOS, oh Buddha. SOS, Emmanuel. Yes, oh yes, oh.
So you two are working on the brand new Jonathan Larson musical. How incredible is that?
The most incredible and the biggest honor that I could ever imagine in my whole life. I mean, this is the person that a lot of people look to as the person who altered the course of musical theater forever in our lifetimes, just the same way that the giants before him did. And so to have the honor of being in the room and working on cultivating and continuing that legacy and introducing these songs to a brand new generation of people is thrilling.
And amazingly, all of these things were written years ago, and they sound like they were written yesterday. As you look at the political landscape and things like conservation and things like that, it could have been written yesterday. And we're like, wait, these are his words. We didn't make this up. This is not new. So it's a true honor.
It almost feels sometimes like a disclaimer at the theater to say, I promise we didn't change a thing. This is what Jonathan was writing sometimes 35 years ago, and it's really resonant right now.